welcome to Secrets of the City. Back to the main storyline. That's right, we cut to something else just to cut back to the regular thing in the middle of a cliffhanger. Gotta keep 'em wanting more. When last we left our protagonists of Oda Nobunaga, played by Jay,
Hello.
Cameron Retarats, played by Bryn,
Hi.
MycoBot47, played by Chev,
Greetings.
Wisteria Dawkins, played by Laurelyn,
Hello.
and Gruff, who isn't here yet, but is played by LaPeach. So when we last left our protagonists, they had just scored a major victory against the Rusty Hook Gang in Cathedral Village, who, while exactly weren't their enemies, were a stepping stone to their further goals. Having emerged victorious, leaving the professor that designed the drugs as an attempt of revenge against the college, for the shame he endured after the death of his son, rescuing his assistant / Mark Torin, who is the boyfriend of Cameron's friend, or I've kind of been assuming they're besties, but I don't know if that's correct.
They're definitely at least pretty close friends.
Uh,
Because if Cameron's spending a lot of time with Dahlia and he seem really okay with each other, like really good with each
yeah,
other, then more
yeah,
than likely, there's definitely a good chunk of friendship there.
yeah, okay. That seems good. Alright, so, yeah. So their friend's boyfriend, Torin, has been rescued from that place and that person, though they are still addicted to sunshine, which will be a further. So, um, they all left, took off their masks, and took a discreet trolley back towards the artist's farthing. But Cameron and Torin at one of the stops took a detour so Cameron could bring Torin somewhere. Now, do you want to bring Torin to his mother or to Dahlia?
Dahlia.
Okay. So you bring Torin to Dahlia's house. And you know that her dads usually work late, so she's probably there alone. And so you knock on the door, and she opens it, and she kind of looks fairly confused and surprised. Cam, Torin? Remember, when you spoke to her, she mentioned he said some very cruel things to her, though she did not go into detail.
I
What's going on?
through some friends, I was able to track Torin down, and he's not in a good state. Torin, do you want to apologize to Dahlia?
He looks up and she notices that he's got the shakes, and she looks concerned. That edge seems to be dropping a bit. And she's kind of lets out it. I'm sorry. I I needed the stuff. The professor. It's a long story. I know. I said you must hate me. And she kind of sighs, looks at the state of things, and she was, also concerned that something might have been going on with this professor. And she puts a hand to his chin and kind of lifts his head up and says, Torin, I don't hate you. I just want to save you, while there's still something left to save. Is there something left, Torin? And he just says, I don't know. And she takes him into her arms. So you guys take her inside. She kind of lays him down on the couch. He's still not doing great. You can tell he's coming down from the stuff. And so I don't make you recount everything. We'll just say you do a recap speech.
Yeah.
Oh,
Hello.
is that PJ?
I think so.
I thought I heard the noise of a jig.
I mean, he's in the room. I just don't know if he's got his mic muted or something. It's not muted on Discord, but
I don't know, maybe one.
there he is.
Oh.
My goodness, what did I do? Why can't anybody hear me?
We hear you now.
Honey.
Oh, now you're
And he cuts out again.
now you're gone.
It wouldn't be a fucking D&D night if there wasn't like technical difficulties.
Yep.
How's everyone doing?
Oh, not too bad.
Good.
Cam was just dropping Torin off, so we hadn't got to the rest of you back at the brothel yet.
Gotcha.
So you're still good.
Cool.
All right, so
Yeah.
so she agrees to watch him and kind of help him through this. She'll talk to her dads.
I understand the love of a parent, but I think for right now, he needs to come down before he even broaches that subject. And I figured the one person I knew who would want to help him and who might know best how to handle him would be you.
Yeah, I don't really get along with his mother. This was the place to bring him. I'll make sure he gets better, and when he does, we'll see what happens.
Yeah. It's just looking at it, and he was taken advantage of. We found him in a not great state already. He's come down a little bit, but he still needs some time. And I know he didn't mean to hurt you. That professor, he
What
took
happened
advantage.
to the professor?
Honestly, I don't know. I lost track of him after everything that happened. I went to chase down Torin.
As long as he faces some kind of justice.
I'm sure he will. The thing that Torin told me, though, and I want to say this to you, was that he told me that the professor promised they'd make enough money that he could let you live comfortably. Wherever he is, I hope he's suffering.
Me too. So that boy needs to realize I can take care of myself to an extent.
Maybe you taking care of him might be good. He'll realize how capable you are, too.
Yeah. Thank you, Cam. Thanks for bringing him home.
I'm just glad he's safe.
I won't ask what you're into or how this happened. Thank you. You can trust me. Whatever it is.
Yeah. I need to go though. I was with friends and I sort of ditched them to take care of Torin when I spotted him, so I should probably get back to them. They're
All right.
probably really worried because we were in a really weird part of town.
Yeah.
We lost PJ again.
Yep.
Oh,
he's
we
back.
did.
Oh,
And he's back.
I was gonna say, but we're not done with Cam's solo point yet. Anyway, but all right. So Cam heads back
Mm.
or heads towards the Hallowed End, and everyone else is there. Has already arrived. Frankie is there. He has got some more Elven takeout, a bottle of high shelf whiskey, a bottle of cheap wine, a box of cigars, and he has about 10 rats there. And they've all got little leather harnesses that you can fit like 2 to 3 vials on each of the rats.
Can I make a confession that when I think of elven food, I think immediately to Greek food, and I don't know why.
I would think Italian, but I think the Elven Mafia has really pushed me. Because that's very much how Sylvan presents himself.
Well, there's
Elven
multiple kinds of
Mafia.
elves. Maybe different elves have different sections of Mediterranean cooking.
Oh yeah, that would work too.
The elves were the Romans.
Which is funny because Cam's based
You
on
mean conquered
natives.
everything? Sounds about right.
Yeah.
Used to rule the world.
All right. So he's got Elven takeout from the same place as last time.
What is the name of the place?
Oh, we didn't.
Why would you ask that?
Let's go with the Silver Bow.
See, I was gonna say
Yeah,
it's a
pretty
word
bad.
that you don't quite know how to pronounce, so everyone just pronounces it differently.
Yeah, no, it's
Like
a word in
Euro.
Elvish. It's a word in Elvish, but so few people in the town speak Elvish, they just call it the elf place.
Yeah, it's like Solaria Officer.
Gotcha.
So it's that West Side elf place. Wait, yeah, no, East. That's East. They make a we. All right, I'm sorry.
You know,
So
I think Whiskers is really developing a taste for this.
yeah, he's still. Wait, Whiskers isn't out. Let's just decide that. Yeah, he's still upstairs with Carolyn. Blink Puppy is there, and he's munching on a bone. And even though he's kind of staying away from the rats, he's like, "This is as many as I could get harnesses for at short notice. I could probably get as much as like 30 in the past couple days if we can just get like a short-term place to hide the stuff before I can get these guys to put them in the little discreet hidey holes."
Hmm.
Fair enough.
Wait, you did get the drugs, right? Is that not the plan?
Well, we left most on site.
Oh.
We took enough.
Yeah.
We took plenty.
Yeah, I think you just took the money, right?
No, we
The
took
money
some
in
of
the
them.
formula?
Didn't we take
You
some of
did
it?
take them?
My memory is
honestly
we
don't remember.
took the money, we left the drugs in the cannoli.
And I have the but I
The
have the
formula.
recipe for it. Yeah.
Alright, so he looks down at the rats and like, sorry guys, I don't need you tonight. He takes each of the harnesses off. He's like, I'll get you guys later. And they all just run out the window. Though he says all of that in Goblin. Whenever he's speaking to the rats, he's speaking in Goblin.
But yeah, little guy, there was a professor
cooking all this stuff up, and let's just say he's not going to have a whole lot to say to the police, but the evidence will speak for itself.
All right. Well, at least the Red Queen will be happy. I hear that went down well. And so, are we still celebrating? Is this still a win? Did we come away empty-handed? Did we
It
get
is.
something?
Well,
Definitely
nobody
still a
died.
win.
All right,
Nobody
who wants
important
cigars?
anyway.
Well, none of us died. The important. Yeah, important.
That's worth cigars. Who wants a cigar?
Pass one here.
Why
Michael,
not?
have you ever had a smoke?
Negative.
Does he have lungs?
Can he like pull in air to keep it lit?
Michael, observe and follow suit if you can.
All right,
I
Michael
mean, there's
reaches out
enough
for a
for
cigar.
everyone. Yeah, he gives you one. There's enough for everyone. He's curious as hell.
Okay.
He's watching intently.
All right, and then Michael holds that to his face and realizes that he has no mouth that really, like, chomps or anything. Like, he can't, like, hold anything in his mouth. He just kind
Yeah.
of has, like, a little grid. And so he
Put
just
it
kind
down
of
and
holds.
stick it in.
He just kind of holds it there, and then kind of air kind of pulls through this grate, like almost like a little radiator or something.
That probably looks
just to
pretty
keep the
cool
airflow
coming out.
going, so that it's lit.
I could wedge it into one of those little slats if you like.
I believe the aesthetic is achieved.
He's not wrong.
All right, who else wants one? You want one, big brain?
Me?
Yeah, that's you. You're big brain. The boss is boss.
Well,
The guy
obviously.
with the he points at Oda when he says the boss is boss, and he points at Gruff. The big guy is strong arms. He
There's
points
no
at
way you aren't
Michael.
looking at a list.
The metal man with the healing hands, and you don't have steps with you.
Actually, they are healing nanites.
But do they come out of your hands?
I suppose that is a fair simplification.
I mean, we
Well-
could just go with Metal Man if that's not offensive for some reason.
Almost definitely a slur.
But like,
It is
Michael
a
I
good
call
wouldn't
him
thing I
know
do not
that.
have feelings to offend.
But anyways, yeah, sure. Why not?
He gives you a cigar, pours everyone a shot. And as he's pouring the last glass, this is when Cam arrives. Hey,
kid.
there's Steps. Cigar?
Oh, look who's back.
Torin's gonna be okay. So we have that going for us.
That's good. That's at least half the reason we
Yay.
went.
Cigar?
No, thank you.
Stop offering.
Wait till you hear what I did to his professor.
Shot of whiskey?
No, I need some time. Cause I just hopefully
You want a breadstick?
yeah. Breadsticks. Boy needs carbs right now. He's having one of those days.
Alcohol, smoking. Nah, my vice is red.
It's like we went to
sticks from
Olive Garden in the
Garden.
late 90s.
Hey, I will remind you, it is 1999.
I love the mental image of like everyone else is like they have all these vices and like they're smoking.
What year did
and
the
shit.
first Olive Garden
And then you
open?
whip pan over to Cam, and Cam is just like fucking carb loading. He's just got a huge plate of mashed potatoes in front of him. And he just looks sad.
Just eating. Like, save some of that for the rest of us.
Frankie leans over and it goes, "This means something," and Cam just gives him a look.
Olive Garden was founded in 1982
Yeah.
in Orlando, Florida.
Of
What a
course it would
not
be
surprising.
Florida.
Not
I hate my
surprising.
state. Alright.
Operate 900 locations globally. I'm on the Wikipedia page for Olive
Is that why
Garden.
there's so many Olive Gardens in Florida? Fuck, I never could figure that out.
It's the
'Cause
breeding ground.
You guys have like 2 of them in the nearby area.
They build them there and then like fly them to wherever they need to go. That's why you never have you ever seen an Olive Garden under construction? They just manifest. They're orbitally dropped.
What
All
are they?
right, back on topic. You all drink down your shots of whiskey while Ken is just emotion eating. Is that the word?
Yeah.
It's a term for it.
So, I might have to have, what are you calling them? Metal arms? I'll just call them Tin Man. I might have to have Tin Man, review the law of this city and let me know if my analysis is correct. But I believe our friend is going to be taking a walk into the abyss within about the next 6 weeks.
Yeah, unless he's fit enough for the suicide watch.
Fitting up for what now?
Oh, Gruff would know what that is.
The suicide what?
The suicide watch is basically condemned criminals, people who would get the death sentence, who are just sent into the caverns to work off their sentence. A
Oh.
lot of them die.
I don't believe he can hold a weapon anymore.
All right. Yeah, probably get thrown in the.
Hmm.
Unless they want to do something public.
I hope they
Then
do
it
that.
might
I
be
hope they do
hanging.
make it public.
Then that might be a hanging.
No way a bust this big doesn't make the news.
Yeah, I was about to say, like, how like well known is this, like, was this a
Professor?
problem that was known to the city, or
People always know there's been drug issues for. At least the guard were aware there was a.
okay?
Yeah, a few of my guard buddies at least talked about it. But now it's gone. He's a fog man. And I believe I might have even get an audience with Sandor.
Who's Sandor?
You know who that is. Sandor Riverside is the Commander Sandor Riverside heads the biggest and most successful of the special threats unit squads. He is basically considered the champion of him and his people are considered the champions of the city. Kids grow up with pictures of him on their wall. Like, he was actually volunteered for an experiment when he was very young. He was actually a student at the university working to become an engineer, but he volunteered for this experiment, was magically enhanced.
Oh.
And he's also slowed his aging. He's like about 70, but looks like in his 30s. But yeah, this dude's super famous. And Amelia, who appeared back in episode 4 or 5, the sneaky lady that broke into
Oh yeah, I remember.
Jeff's apartment, she's part of his squad.
Oh, okay, yeah, I remember now.
Yeah.
Yours truly, the not so anonymous tipster that led to this scum's capture. I think that's worth certain considerations. Oh, my father'd be so proud. Oh, maybe Sandor can put in a good word for me. Anyway, I digress.
Yeah. Alright, so you guys have your shots of whiskey. I assume you're full Frankie in on what happened.
Ye-
Do you need that money cleaned?
Probably not a bad idea.
So he's gonna take the gold, just the gold that you got from that last one.
And for Christ's
Alright.
sake, Frankie, if you actually go and wash the gold,
That was one time.
Oh boy.
Didn't know the euphemism, okay?
Very literal, huh?
And so he takes that. You guys don't have to take it off your sheet. You'll get it back in like a day or two before it becomes like an issue. So we can get that cleaned. Any other swag? Anything we can use?
I don't believe so.
Not that we could use. I mean, I have some ideas for this, but
Is this useful? And he pulls the wizard's tongue, or the professor's tongue out of his pocket and tosses it to the
Ugh.
goblin.
No. Oh,
kept that.
there was one thing I did want to ask you guys about, and I forgot to ask before the session, so I'll let you make that decision now. There were some items on the thugs, namely the fire arrows, the Molotov cocktails, or actually it's really more like napalm because it's a sealed vial that catches fire when the liquid meets air.
That seems bad.
Yeah, that the pirate captain had. There were 2 left of that. There were like a total of maybe 10 of the fire arrows. And there was that gun the professor had and the waistband. Did you guys grab any of that?
That's up to them at that point because Cam was preoccupied. So
Gruff was pretty occupied too. He was focused on the professor, so he wouldn't have been thinking about swag.
Yeah,
I was more interested in the other shit.
It's probably smarter to leave their weapons anyway.
Yeah.
But I did want to present that option to you before I told you what the best idea was. Alright, you guys gonna do any further role-playing discussion, or should I zip you forward a bit?
I mean, at some point, sort of like, I guess when things, I don't even want to say calm down. I don't know. At some point, Lysteria's gonna bring up the formula that she has in her pocket.
Alright. How many drinks in is Wisteria at that point? Yeah, I assume some conversation, some stuff's going on. You have the shots of whiskey.
Maybe
There's
2,
also-
honestly.
There's
She doesn't
also
like.
a
She
bottle of
doesn't
wine.
drink to get drunk. She enjoys whiskey, like just
Yeah.
straight up. Like she enjoys the taste of whiskey. So like,
And this is the nice stuff that he
yeah,
got.
she's not taking shots. She's sipping.
Yeah, that's fair. And there's also wine.
There's also what?
Wine. There's like cheap wine and high shelf whiskey.
I love that's hilarious. He's like, fuck the wine.
Yeah, if there's multiple bottles, Gruff would probably just be holding on to one like a soda, drinking out of it.
Yeah, the wine is really just for chugging down and getting wasted. The whiskey was for having something fancy to someone.
But yeah, so she's just gonna. She's not gonna pull it out, but she's just gonna kind of like gesture and be like, "So, what about this formula for this shit?"
Oh, this is that high shelf stuff that the professor was talking about.
Yeah.
That brings up a good question. What do we do with this? I mean, if we turn it over to the Red Queen or Silvis, they'll produce it.
Yeah, I don't want
Silvis
anybody
wouldn't produce
producing it. I'm almost wondering if we could find somebody to fix it
I
and fix.
Well, the version you have, I'll say you grab both formulas.
Yeah, one of them's poison. The other one's like the purest.
Yeah,
pulling stuff
but you
through.
have two formulas, but you need to decipher which is which.
Yeah.
One is the guaranteed overdose, and the other is safer but more addictive and better.
Yeah,
Michael,
like
can you
I'm
make sense of
just
this shit?
like Wisteria is trying to like she's very much in the mindset of like curing the city, I guess would be the so like she's right now in her mind is attempting to like reverse engineer it or something. Like basically the thought is help people who are addicted to sunshine. Like Torn.
Oh, you want to make like the methadone version.
Yeah, basically.
I will say that what you could do instead, because this is an actual technique, is to like slowly low dose them down. Because that's
Yeah.
the problem with cutting cold turkey is it's really dangerous and bad for your health.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, that's sort of what I was like.
Frankie speaks up. I know a guy that that cooks stuff. If you want him to take it.
I think
Yeah,
we should
but we'll keep-
analyze it in-house first.
Yeah,
We have
I'm
a
afraid
robot.
of letting somebody else. Yeah.
Who specializes in spores? Is any of this spore-based? Can you tell?
Oh, didn't even think about that.
You asking Mycobot?
No, I'm asking Wisteria because she's holding the papers, and I'm urging her to give them to the robot.
Oh, okay. I
Mycobot.
mean, yeah. I mean, you bring up the spores, and I'll go ahead and like pull them out because I'm not even like they're still in my pocket. So I go ahead and like pull them out, and I begin like looking over them.
Yeah, it's
Trying to
probably
see.
best we don't go to that guy anyway because, we used to sleep together and there was some
But you suggested it, Frankie. Why did you suggest it if it's not a good idea?
You just don't mention my name. You just show up and you just be like, "Hey, we know you're a guy that does the thing. We have it on the street. We have these stuff for you to look at. Maybe it's a profit in it for you."
I try not to be racist, but I'm beginning to think that everything my father told me about goblins may be true.
I mean, no one hates goblins more than me, Strong Arms. I'm racist against goblins.
Mycobot, are you able to make any sense out of those recipes?
Yeah, I go ahead and like bring it over to him.
Okay, so
I-
Mycobot takes
I
a
hand
look,
him-
but
Yeah.
but can I make sense of them?
With your robo brain, I'll let you give me like maybe an int plus proficiency as just like an analysis check.
Okay. That is a 1.
No, you cannot.
All right.
You cannot make feedback loop generated infinite loop.
Your creator was very anti-drugs.
All right. After that, I'll just like
Fucking
take it back, and I'm
disaster.
like, I guess I'll try and make heads or tails of it then. God damn it!
Not again.
I love it. I love it, but I hate it. All right.
What happened to Metal Man? Is he okay?
He's fine. He makes that sound when he's breaking. I think. I don't.
Breaking doesn't sound like okay.
Hold up.
Oh,
Okay,
What
I think
happened?
I think that one means
I
he's
think I
sleeping.
blacked out.
Yeah,
Why
that meant
why
he
did
was-
you think I would have the answer?
I'm not asking you for the answer, I'm asking you. What do you think we should do with these? Do we keep them to ourselves? Do we turn them over to one of our allies? What do we do with them?
First things first, these are both entirely worthless until we figure out which one is which.
Yeah.
This is true.
I am going to sort of
Now,
sit
I
with
will.
my whiskey and like start sipping on it, trying to make heads or tails of these things.
Wait a minute, Kim is smart. Or at least she pretends to be. Kim.
He
Hmm.
Hey, sorry. That is such a hard. Like, I'm terrible at cross roleplay, cross-gender roleplay.
Wisteria did have it first, so Wisteria, I'll let you do.
Maybe you guys can work together?
Alchemy isn't your specialty, but I'll let you do an Arcana check because that still follows. You did learn a lot of general artificery in at least like the first year.
So that is a rolled 14, a total of 20.
Okay. Yeah, you managed to pick that out. You know which is which.
Well, that wasn't as hard as I had thought. I think clearer when I've had alcohol, maybe. All right. So I like pull them up, and I like have one in each hand, and I'm like, so this one's the poison. So just like light that on fire, get rid of
Whoa,
it.
whoa, 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 whoa,
No, no,
whoa.
no, 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 no.
No, don't light that up.
Nope, absolutely not. This is arguably the more important one.
You want to poison people?
No, 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 no,
Maybe.
no.
I mean, no,
Oda,
absolutely not.
What?
this is the power to crush an entire rival organization in one swoop, in one step. We hang on to this, just in case it is ever needed. But do we distribute it to the city? No. You
Absolutely
have
not.
my word and Oda's word for whatever that is worth that is not going to happen. Sorry, Oda. Your history is a little checkered.
I can have a rat put it somewhere only a rat can reach it.
But then that means that it's only somewhere you can reach it.
I mean, I'm not gonna take the poison one. I'm not that dumb.
Can he be trusted, Oda?
Tragically, yes.
I can be trusted not to kill myself. If you only give me the poison one, Jesus Christ. I mean, sorry.
If you're dumb enough to think that that's what I...
Let me go backwards. Erase that. And Gibbs' name.
All right. Well, Oda says, I'm not even going to think about this. Please just take it and don't say anything else.
Alright, you're just giving him the poison one?
Yes.
Oh, what? I mean, I'm still holding it.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
It'll be her
I mean,
decision.
I like as soon as this conversation starts, I pull it down and it's like against my chest again, and I'm like,
Oh, so there, Gruff could not politely reach and grab it. It would have
oh
to be like,
no,
oh,
yeah,
okay.
no.
So never mind.
Alright. Well, Frankie will go to a window and he'll start kind of chittering and gobbling. And a couple seconds later, a rat will pop up the window and into his hand.
I can keep it.
Well, we could put it inside the robot. He's got like hollow
Hide it with
legs.
a rat.
I mean, it's a good rat. That's alright.
I'm not insulting the rat. I'm just saying, why do we need to hide it like where a rat can only find it? I can just take it and hide it. I can make a special lockbox for it even.
Oda.
I mean,
Yes.
she did make a moving bird thing. By the way, did you know that the blood on its claws is getting on your coat?
Oh no. That's never going to come out, is it?
Guys, Kim, Michael,
Yes.
A clean formula could be worth a fortune or a favor of the highest order to either the Red Queen or the Syndicate. I don't think the Syndicate, the last time I checked, wants any involvement in any sort of narcotic distribution, but I know it'd be worth the fillings in the Red Queen's teeth. Do we hang on to this until we need a favor?
We hold on to this for now.
I
Alright.
can't unimagine the Red Queen having grills now. Why did you do that?
Having what? Oh, well, yeah.
Oh God.
She does not. She has perfect white teeth. Thank you very much. She is supposed to be the epitome of beauty and also danger at the same time.
Now
Hi.
you're just telling me she overbrushes.
Oh my gosh.
Anyway,
It was a figure of speech.
I know.
So Wisteria is just gonna be like, so I can make a safe for it. Keep it safe.
Yeah, I think Big Brain could probably be trusted. If she can build, moving bird thing, she could probably make
Won't
it
let that
safe.
go. I mean, it's just. I mean, they're not saying no.
Oda,
Mhm.
Link Puppy demands belly rubs.
I comply.
God.
He just comes right up to you, nuzzles against you, and then shows his belly.
I pat my lap and tell him to blink up here.
He does.
Yeah, but I'm going to pet the dog now.
Yes. He also begs for some of your food.
I give him the food because I am weak.
Can't deny the puppy dog eyes.
Nope. I mean, it's a puppy dog from the Feywild on top of that.
Does that mean it has pointy ears?
I mean, dog ears are already kind of pointy.
I'm talking about like something. Take normal dog ears versus fill in the blank, and take normal human ears, and then what elvish ears look like.
I mean, there is art for blank dogs over several editions, and none of them really look like they have funky ears. There is a picture for Blink Puppy. You give me, if I can find it, might take a minute. Oh, there you are. Yeah. That's what Blink Puppy looks like. There in the center.
What? In the center of what?
Of the map? That you want? No, I did not. My bad.
Yeah.
Eeh.
That's what I meant. There's Blank Puppy right here.
Ah. So yeah, a little
Oh, yeah.
pointy.
Blink bugs used to look completely different. I'm glad that they changed.
Yeah. Looks almost corgi-ish.
A little bit of
But I
mixture.
did say that this one's specific. Sorry, someone was asking a question.
I was just saying that's a little bit like a corgi and a golden retriever, but
Hmm.
Alright, Frankie breaks out his deck of cards. Alright, who's playing?
Playing what?
I don't know. What do you want to play? We just got cards because, boss broke the chess set. But
Listen.
I think I got some dice. Want to play craps?
Uh,
Chess
Sorry,
is
Omar,
fucking
sorry.
stupid.
Do you know how to play Throne Farthing Hold'em?
No, do you know how to play Go?
Go where?
I hate you.
Do you know how to
I know
play
how to play
Global
chess.
Thermonuclear War?
Fucking goddamn it!
I don't
I'm gonna-
even know what that is.
Wouldn't you prefer a nice game of chess, Dr. Faulkner?
Shut what the robot said. Can you play that with a deck of cards?
what?
Michael Bot, run the tic-tac-toe subroutines. 0 players.
Oh my
Oh.
gosh.
Let's not go through that again.
Again?
Oh man, I want to watch War Games again now.
So I'm sorry. So you guys kind of party into the night. Conversation goes on, so you all.
Yeah. Do I need to roll to see how much I win or lose from Maiko the Goblin and whoever else is playing?
If we want to do rolls, what game are we playing? For reference, games of strategy, like chess, the trading card game in the city, shogi, those would be opposed intelligence check. Games of pattern recognition or people reading, like blackjack or poker, those would be opposed wisdom checks.
I'll roll that.
And pure luck games like dice, that would be just pure straight roll 20, straight 20.
All right. I'll be a participant. I'm gonna roll wisdom. Who else participated?
I know better than to play games with Micah Bot at this point.
Yeah.
Well, if we're doing people reading and lying, I think we might be able to beat Microbot.
Yeah, that's poker.
Alright, I'll play some poker.
I'll play poker. Fuck it.
So we're doing wisdom checks, you
Fuck it.
said?
Do you want to
Yeah.
just like open up a fucking like
Frankie
poker
got
game
a
in
one.
Discord? You know we could do that, right?
Oh my god.
Frankie got a 1. Frankie
I almost
loses.
got a nat 20. It was so close. Ugh.
What's the roll? I'm sorry. It's a whiz check.
Yeah.
I'll also let you substitute charisma. For poker
I mean, mine are the same. So, yeet.
Camp's just kind of watching.
I
13.
got 16.
Oh shit! Nat 1.
Fuck it. That's so good. That's so good.
Gruff lost his ass.
So the highest is a 16 so far.
Yeah,
Is that it?
I think
we-
so.
13
So
on
Michael
Michael.
got a 13. What did Oda get?
13.
All right. Wisteria takes. How much would everyone put down? 6 players.
I'd say 50 apiece, but that's just my thought.
That's a lot.
Alright.
That's a lot.
Yeah,
for,
no,
like, a
I was gonna
casual
say
poker game.
1, maybe 2 gold.
Yeah, I
each.
was gonna say 5.
Yeah.
I figured it was after a whole night, though.
Oh, the
Yeah.
entire night.
Oh, a whole night.
Yeah, after multiple games, because you guys will just kind of play poker till you head out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so Wisteria, you win 200 gold. Everyone else loses 50.
Okay.
Sounds good to me.
Add 200.
Yeah, I like to imagine it as we bought in with 50, and it was like, blinds were like 1 gold
Yeah.
at the start or something.
Yeah. I mean, we just like take the dirty, I guess, gold. I don't know. I don't speak
This,
his
You guys
criminal
have
language.
other money.
this doesn't fucking count as money laundering.
Yeah.
No,
You got-
it's just like we take like our pots of that and bet that, and then like when we get the clean money back, it all just comes to me or something. I don't know how this works.
I mean, we can do it like that. It doesn't really change
I mean,
how it goes on your
yeah,
sheet.
no, that's it doesn't. I don't
So-
know how much gold Wisteria would have had on her for this.
Right. So the next morning, Sunday, Wisteria, over in the Scholars Farthing. You kind of slept in late. Gorham and his family, they went to church. They let you sleep because you were out late. But you're just kind of getting up. It's like later in the morning, like 10 o'clock. You got your coffee. You're kind of getting yourself together. And there is a knock on the door. It's a very polite sounding knock.
Okay. I just put my coffee down and the newspapers exist.
Yes, you have newspapers.
Yeah. So I was probably just read a newspaper, drinking coffee. Classic. And then like I hear a knock and I just like look up at the door and I'm like, all right. And I like put it down and I walk over to the door. I don't know, would there be like peepholes or whatever?
I'd say probably.
Alright. Can I see who it is then from inside?
Yeah, you don't recognize him. He's a youngish human man, maybe about your age, maybe give or
Okay.
take a couple years. He's dressed in like workman's clothes, like craftsman's clothes, but he looks like he's kind of tried to present him like his clothes look extra clean. He's like kind of got his hair slicked back. He looks like he's kind of trying to make himself like look presentable, maybe make a good impression. Under one arm, he's got kind of like a scroll / big paper, like folded up under his arm that he's holding, and the other he's got kind of just like a loose piece of paper that he's kind of looking at, and then looking at the house number.
Alright. I like crack the door open and like stick my head out and I'm like, can I help you?
And he actually looks like down lower at first, like he's expecting someone shorter than him.
Got it.
And then realizes what he's looking at, and his cheeks flush red, and he looks straight up towards your eyes. I'm sorry, he stammered, and as he sees your face, he actually kind of goes speechless for a second. And then as he seems to gather himself, he suddenly looks very confused and embarrassed. I'm sorry, I think I have the wrong address. I'm
Alright.
looking for Master Gorham, or
Yes.
what's his last name? He uses the last name, whatever it is.
I did not generate a last name, so it's whatever you decide. Or I
Alright.
could generate a last name.
Master Goldenbeard.
Sure. Well, you do have the right house. Just the wrong time. He and his wife are actually, well, the entire family are at church right now.
Oh, no.
Do I know when they would be back?
We're probably little afternoon, so like a couple hours.
So a couple hours from now?
Yeah.
Alright. Yeah. I'll go ahead and be like, they'll be home in a couple of hours. Sorry.
You,
Can I take a message or
you
something?
must be Master Dawkins' daughter. That makes sense.
Oh. Yes.
Yeah, I'm Marcus. I'm one of Master Gorm's apprentices. This is kind of embarrassing now. I was kind of hoping to catch him at home and maybe get him to look at some of my designs a little more closely when we weren't at the shop. If you could just give him this, and he like tries to hand you the scroll.
Sure.
Yeah,
And I go ahead and take it from him.
I'm sorry for bothering you.
No, it's no problem at all.
Yeah, I'm sorry about the. I was expecting a goodbye.
Goodbye.
And he just turns and like kind of like almost runs away.
Oh god. That's funny. Ah. Silly. I go ahead and like take the scroll and close the door. And go back to the table.
So we're gonna zip forward a little bit. We're doing a lot of time skipping this episode because, goddammit, I want at least a month of game time to have passed. So over to Cam, who's got his appointment on Monday to look at that apartment.
Yep.
So you get up before you need to go. You're like upstairs. You're all ready, and your father's sitting at the kitchen table with the crystal. And he's got it on speaker, and you actually recognize the voices he's talking to just from like office parties you've been dragged along to, where like your father is part of like a 3-man research team where it's a wizard, that's your dad, an artificer, and an engineer.
Mm-hmm.
And he's kind of got like a notebook that he's kind of writing things down in to his right, and he's like eating his cereal with his left hand. And he sees you. He's like, "Oh, hold on a second, Cameron. You remember Mr. Green Trees?" And that would be the artificer that he works with.
Yes, of course.
Well, his son was looking for a roommate. If you're still trying to find an apartment.
I'll definitely consider it, but I already have I already have a meeting today. We'll see how that goes and move from there.
Oh, smashing news! Best of luck.
Thank you very much.
Smashing.
Exactly.
I'll do this with my hands.
Great. A+. Good work, team.
I heard smashing and my brain activated.
You were like just zoned out for a moment, and I saw you, and then you just turned on. What was that?
Just like my eyes went like. Listen, man, nothing gets me in gear like Nigel Thornberry. I'm a menace to society.
And that's like 2 districts away, so you're probably not walking that.
Yeah, of course.
No, you could probably, maybe not. Probably couldn't walk to Rosebell.
No.
It would be a short hop. Alright. So you head down there. And it's actually, from the outside, looks to be a good building. It's fairly plain, but well kept. The paint looks fresh and not chipped. Gardens are not garden. The lawn is mowed. There's not a ton of lawn space in the city, so it's just like kind of a little like green area just around it. Not enough to really do anything.
Yeah.
Like maybe your pet could poop there. But there is a sign that says pick up your pet's poop.
Good. Nobody's going to
Uh,
read that. We all know that. um.
and the landlord is waiting at the door.
Mhm.
And he is a half elf, about middle aged looking.
Mhm.
Short black hair, goatee, fairly well dressed. Like, hello, are you Cameron?
Yes. Uh, what's his name? Because I probably would have known that.
Oh, Mr. Firetongue.
Ooh. And you must be Mr. Firetongue, and he'd go in for the handshake.
Yeah, and he will go back in with a handshake. It's a strong, firm handshake, web to web, as God intended. And all right, so he takes you inside. There's no furniture in there right now, but it's a 2-bedroom apartment, as you rolled for. Kitchen looks decent size. You've got a stove, you got a fridge. You know, you've got a magical heating system. You've got space for a living room and a little dining space. And decent sized bathroom with bathtub and shower.
All right.
And for comfortable, I'm gonna have give me 1 second, please. This the one. No. Alright. Okay, here we go. Comfortable, 2 GP per day. That would be, alright, 60 GP a month.
All right. I mean, considering how much we seem to make every single time, that's not bad.
Oh yeah, well you guys also are definitely in there a lot more frequently than most people. A lot of people will do like 1 to 2 runs a month.
Yeah.
That'll give them enough to live off of.
Yeah. So that's not even a problem at all.
No. But you guys are going in there like ambitious types who are trying to like their status or save up something important. Which do happen.
All right. Then I guess that's the deal.
Yeah, just give me. There's no such thing as background checks. So if you just want to give me your best charisma based skill for a good impression.
Let's see. That would be deception. No, I think I'm gonna go with performance. That feels a little better. I feel bad using deception. Please. Yes, it didn't fuck me. 21.
All right. So yeah, he offers you the apartment. He takes out he likes the cut of your jib, and he offers you the lease to sign.
All right. Cam's gonna accept because at this point it will be moving out, and you know,
It's a nice place.
yeah, it's a very nice place.
You'll have to get your own furniture, but again, you're not wanting for money.
Yeah. All right.
Alright, that's Cam's day. We're gonna assume that evening you let your parents know, but we don't need to really roleplay that. I
Yeah.
think.
All right. Who's next?
Alright, and then we're gonna skip over to Oda's Wednesday.
It's Wednesday.
Yes. And you had to run to the local grocer for some like basic supplies.
I'm at the
You're trying
grocery
to
store.
you're trying to build up a war chest. You're not trying not to eat out and spend a lot of money every night. So you're just trying to do like a little like couple like instant cheap foods things you can get. And that's mostly what you're having right now. So you're heading. Like I said, it's also like a bodega.
Sorry, I didn't quite hear you.
It's like a corner store or a convenience store / bodega, but they call it a grocer.
Okay.
So, Frankie's not around. He's out doing his own thing. Maiko, since you usually hang around either Oda or Gruff, and we haven't done either of them yet, who are you with today?
I'll say I'm with Gruff.
Alright.
Let's hear how they're interacting.
So, alright, Oda, do you bring Link Puppy along for the walk?
No, I think I just leave him there just because I don't want people to talk about having a beast like that above ground. At least until he's a bit better trained.
Yeah, and won't like board around for no reason.
Yeah.
Alright. So you head down there and you open the door. And a rather strange sight behind the counter. There's a human woman that looks very distinctly Japanese. Her dress is more in the standard manner of the city. She's wearing like a long plain dress, a little roomy. But she is definitely, of the same ethnicity. You can't quite put a finger on it, but she almost seems familiar.
I choose not to make a scene because, again, I'm trying to be, subtle these days. I've got a bit of a criminal empire going. So, if I become known as the guy that went apeshit in the convenience store over someone who might be Japanese, not exactly the best laying low thing. But I do like look and think that she looks familiar, but I don't act on it. At least not initially.
Alright. So she's gonna see you, and she's actually gonna look kind of surprised and intrigued. I assume you just kind of go and do your shopping.
Yeah.
And so when you get there, she's kind of gonna glance around. She looks almost like embarrassed to do this. She's gonna lean in and say in Japanese, "Thank you. Did you find everything you were looking for today?" And she looks almost hopeful as she finishes the words, looking at you.
And my eyes would go wide, and I would reply, also in Japanese, "Yes, I think I did. How did you get here?"
Well, I'm not rightly sure. I was being chased some bandits had overtaken our village. My brothers had stayed behind, and my mother and I were running with my younger sister, and I fell into some kind of hole or cave, and then I just woke up on the streets.
Hmm. Interesting.
Give me a history check.
History. Oh, that's a +0. That's a 6, ladies and gentlemen.
You don't know how this shit works here. You only know what happened to you.
Frankly, I have no idea how this city seems to work. I'm almost convinced that it's hell.
Well, I don't recall dying, but I suppose, depending on where they got me, it'd be quick enough I wouldn't notice.
I definitely died. Though depending on when you were brought here, you probably already know that.
I mean, I've been here about a month now.
Allow me to ask, do you recognize me?
Should I?
You're from Japan, right?
Yes.
Then you should. Because for a time, I ruled it.
Japan is made of clans at constant war.
It was. But I united them. At least most of them. Until I was betrayed.
No
But-
one had done that when I left. When I fell.
But I've been here much longer than you.
That doesn't make any sense.
No. No, it doesn't. When I was killed, I had finished unifying the lower half of the islands.
That's impressive.
Well, it wasn't exactly my idea. A larger clan thought that ours would be easier to get out of the way. And when we crushed them, we simply thought that if we could beat them, we could likely beat everyone else. It was just a matter of taking the capital.
I swear I am not normally this forward on this kind of thing, but it has been quite some time, or I have not seen anyone from our homeland since arriving here, and I'm still getting myself situated, as it were. And she kind of takes like the back of what she would use for a receipt, a quill, and writes down a crystal number on that. And she's like, "That's my number. If you want to talk about Nippon."
I miss the homeland dearly. Perhaps I will, although I warn you, danger follows me.
She kind of gives a bit of a coquettish grin, and without missing a beat, that'll be 3 silver and 5.
Of course. And I pay for my food.
Mm, And that was Wednesday. This will be later on. Gruff, you still with us?
Oh yeah.
So this is back at your apartment. And you were there with Michael Bob.
And which day is this?
This is Wednesday.
All right.
Saturday was the night of the raid.
Gotcha.
Michael, you have today's paper yet?
Since when is it my job to get the paper?
Oh, it's not your job, but I know you like to study everything. I figured you'd already read it and were done with it, since it takes you about 60 seconds to go through one of those.
I have not read it yet.
All right. Whiskers,
Meow.
do you have the paper? All right.
And so Gruff's gonna wander out through the front of his apartment door and look for his paper.
So, yeah, we find the newspaper there. And, yeah, right on the front side, a respected university professor found as head of drug ring.
Michael, come here, Michael.
What is it, Gruff?
How's this as a little bit of a salute? A feather in your respective cap.
And he's gonna shove the headline right in front of Maiko's what passes for eyes.
What's the
Are they
headline?
like
Because we
holes
like
or
to
are there
know.
lights? Just out of curiosity.
Sorry, what'd you ask?
Yeah, Michael's eyes.
Yeah, and what's the headline?
Oh, the headline is respected university professor found as head of drug ring. And because Michael reads really fast, he was found thanks to an anonymous tip in one of the drug safe houses. It is currently believed that there was a combat with a rival gang, but a bunch of alchemical formulae and alchemical devices that have his aura signature that kind of works like fingerprints, but it's kind of like a magical aura left behind,
Okay.
was all around there, and were in his handwriting. There were some books written in another handwriting. They seem to be less advanced kind of things. So they're not super looking to that. And then he was found with a bunch of it.
Okay.
Oh, come on, Michael, we should go.
Where are we going now?
Oh, my thought is, first, we need to check with some of my associates on the city guard and see when our not so anonymous tip is going to get some credit. And of course, I'll say that you helped me find this ring, and that you were a critical part of the whole thing, and you'll get to meet Sandor, hopefully.
There's a knock on your window, Gruff.
Who is it?
It's Amelia. I have a letter for you.
Oh, please,
Is she
Amelia, come in.
delivering the feather?
A feather in her cap is a figure of speech. It's not literal, but she might be giving a feather. I know that the city guard gives feathers and badges for this and that. Come in, Amelia.
So she climbs in the window.
I do
Again,
have
for
a door, you know.
Gruff, actually give me a history check.
All right. Hopefully this is kinder than my what was it, wisdom check?
Yeah.
A little kinder, not by much. Number 7. Roll the 7.
All right, you at least know that this is because you were on, not on their squad, but you were on one of the lesser squads in that unit or that department. So you know this is kind of a weird thing for her is that she avoids hallways.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah, Gruff's gonna roll his eyes because he doesn't know why she avoids hallways, but he's still very excited about this occasion, so he's going to turn to Michaelbot.
Michaelbot, meet Amelia. She's a member of Sandor's squad. Amelia, meet Michaelbot. He is an
Amelia.
outsider. And meet Whiskers. Have you ever seen a more beautiful cat in your
Oh,
entire
you're so
life?
cute! Look at you! She is absolutely enamored. Remember, she was raised as an assassin.
And so, you said something about a letter?
Yeah, here. And she kind of reaches, pulls it out, and hands it to you. She actually has 2 letters. One is more of kind of like an official seal, and one is just more like a regular letter.
And Gruff's going to try to peel the little. Oh, they're not in envelopes, are they?
Yeah, nah.
Okay. So Gruff's gonna read the first letter. What's it say?
The one with the seal, that one's from Sandor. It's in a very crisp handwriting.
Uh-huh.
And he's like, Dear Gruff, we have been made aware of your efforts in aiding us in dealing with the drug menace on the east side. Though it is technically vigilantism, we are willing to overlook that and for the graveness of this threat. And thank you, and want to let you know you have done great steps towards earning my personal trust. Sincerely, send Commander Sandor Riverson.
And Gruff's going to be like kind of pogoing, jumping up and down in place, and he's gonna pass it to Michael and say,
See? Sandor recognized our efforts. Amelia, make sure that Sandor knows that Michaelbot was heavily involved in this work as well.
Well,
Why is it important that they recognize our efforts?
and
you read the second letter?
yeah, Gruff's gonna read the second letter, and he's gonna read it out loud.
All right, so the second letter is in a much rougher handwriting. And it starts with dear, and it uses an Orcish word which translates to little warrior. It's normally used for children, but is an affectation for parents to use among Orcish pelters. It's like saying kiddo or chief.
Yeah.
I heard about what you did. It's not enough, but it's a start. Your pattern, which is, I don't know if I mentioned that, but that's my orc word for father. And Olfin Gruffat.
Oh, this is the most wonderful letter I've ever received. Thank you, Amelia. Oh, Michael. My dear Pappy, I'm gonna need a moment.
Gruff, it appears you are leaking.
They are leaks of joy. Okay, I'm put
Forgive
together
me,
now.
but you do not appear to be happy.
I'll have to explain this to you in a little, in a moment. Amelia, thank you so much for these tidings.
Well, I have nothing else to do with the afternoon, and I have this gnomish tequila here.
Well, I can tell you Mycobot loves Gnomish tequila, and I would love to sit and share a bottle with you. Yeah, Myco is a little bit foreign to relations between what's the word? Myco, what do you call things that look like people? Humanoid species.
Oh.
He's
See,
like,
all
don't
I
say
got was
meatbags,
a
don't say
peek
meatbags, don't say
for a
meatbags,
moment.
don't say meatbags.
Ugly
Yeah,
bags
I-
of mostly water.
Perfect.
But
So,
let's
I
see.
think
How do I put it? Michael, you know that most humanoids retain close relations with the humanoids that produced them, their parents, if you will. You
Yes,
follow
they
so
raise
far?
their offspring, prepare them for life on their own.
my
Yeah.
parents gave me to a cult. And my brother.
Yeah, she's very,
Who
very
takes a
strange.
swig.
Amelia's an exception to the general rule. But, well, Amelia, I hate to cut anything short, but Michael and I have a few errands that we have to run through the day, but do you want to stay behind and watch Whiskers? He's been scratching something fierce. I don't know what you've got going on. If you're going to sit and spend a few hours with Tequila, I'd imagine you had some time.
I mean, yeah.
All right, come on,
Trying
Michael.
to get away from my brother, you know how he can be.
Oh,
Always so
absolutely.
serious all the time. Just you would be aware of this, Gruff. Her brother was also raised as an assassin, but where she is the sneak and knife, he is the sniper. So
Gotcha.
he is a master archer. And whereas they kind of manipulated her emotions to give her like an addiction and a joy and killing in her work, they just dulled the crap out of his emotions. Like they basically turned them off. He's done some work with like Sandor and stuff where he's like kind of recovered a bit and sort of has a personality, but it's very dulled.
Yeah, he doesn't say much, does he?
No, not really.
Okay. Well, I'm sure Whiskers will love you. Be
Yeah.
careful. One of those tentacles is growing a stinger. But yeah. Just don't pet him near his tail. That seems to trigger it.
I mean, I'm immune to all poisons.
Oh, no problem then. All right, Michael, come with me.
Following.
All right. And so as soon as Gruff is out of earshot, he's gonna turn to Myco and say,
I need more. I need more of this. I need to be continuing to impress Sandor and my father. I mean, if they're recognizing this, do you know what this
Why?
means?
What does it mean?
Well, if I turn in one professor for prosecution, imagine what happens if I turn in, I wouldn't even say another kingpin, but let's say some mid-level. And you know who can help us with that? The
And
Red
this
Queen.
Recognition.
Well, Gruff,
huh?
part of that would be because he's involved with the college. And the college has a lot of power. And this option didn't get offered to you because Cam was outside, but you could have given him to the college and they would have dealt with him quietly.
Yeah.
And that makes it more of a big deal to them.
Gotcha. Yeah, Gruff's like, all right, he's had a little bit of a good thing. Now he's kind of okay. If this is what gets me in, I want more.
Oh, God.
And so Gruff turns to Michael, but
All right, we've got a couple of stops that we need to make. we are going to stop by Silvis. I need to
We're gonna buy capes.
What?
I said we're gonna buy capes.
We're gonna buy capes and parade around as superheroes. No, we're not. We're gonna stop by Silvis. I'm gonna give him some money. I'm gonna stop by a few of my guard friends and see if they can give us a list. See if there are any sizable bounties on I don't know, some mid-level gangsters, whatever. I don't care.
Now
I don't care who it-
remember, he did say it's technically vigilantism, and you guys don't have the rank to have access to these bounties yet.
Gotcha.
So you're technically not licensed to do that bounty hunting as of now.
How do we get
So
licensed?
that's one of the things. The tournament will bump, basically is a story bit to bump you up in rank, and then you can do like mercenary stuff in the city and some basic bounty hunts and stuff like that.
Okay, maybe I'm getting ahead of myself. I forgot that we might be a little bit junior to start pursuing these guys, but my thought is, what if we capture a few of them? Courtesy of the Red Queen, go to her for the information, figure out where to find these guys. We're doing her a favor, knocking out competition, and we're doing the city guard a favor by presenting them perhaps to prosecute. And it all does me a favor by bringing me closer to my father, and you a favor by raising your status within this fine city.
What does that get us?
Well,
Status?
you know, I forget. You're a robot, and you probably don't care about what people think of your clothes or...
I don't wear clothes.
Yes. My point is, what is your... How high of an importance do you place on my opinion of you?
That is a good question. I don't
Or
know that it is. I don't think I've ever thought about it before.
or the opinion of passerby? If somebody passes you, they say, okay, that guy's a big metal pile of things, but what if they knew who you were?
I don't think I care about what they think. If they think I am a big pile of metal, whatever, they are actually correct.
Okay, yeah, maybe the status thing is lost on you. Do you wish to improve the city?
I think my ultimate goal would be to investigate this city further, figure out where it came from, perhaps how to leave.
Or are you trying to get back to where you... Oh, you're trying to get back to your builder guy. What's his name?
I thought everybody was trying to get out of the city if possible.
I was born here.
Do you not want to see beyond the void?
Never really thought about it much. For me, the void is kind of where reality starts and stops.
Well, one day I hope I can take you to see my creator, Stamets.
I like that the robot is teaching the living creature the very concept of thinking about yourself, the larger picture, and like that kind of thing.
Mm.
Yes.
Somehow
Well,
that happened.
Well, and it would make sense, right? I mean, is for anybody who's grown up in the city without any perception of what's beyond it. It would, it would be I would think, a pretty two-dimensional outlook.
Yeah. To you,
Rough.
everything is just the city and the caverns.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
Everything else is just people's stories.
Ruff, do you understand that this city is actually quite small?
By what standard? It looks pretty big to me.
Considering you grew up here, that would compute. But the world beyond the void is vast and unfathomable. It is endless. Exploration is around every corner. My creator created me to help him explore the world around him.
Chev, I'm gonna say probably at this point you would be aware, and from just kind of searching, if especially if this was a goal of yours, there are worlds like you are. People are made from many multiple planes and places that are vastly different.
Okay.
I'll make you a deal, Michael Bot. I would love to meet your creator as long as you could get me back.
Well, there is only one path to being able to travel back and forth, and that's to learn how this city came to be.
All right. Well, you focus on that, because, I mean, I have never been much of a scientist.
Will Status help us unlock the secrets of this city?
You know, now that you mention it, Status, a following, might gain you some open doors over at the college, and, I mean, that's the...
I believe your goals are in conflict with Oda Nobunaga. He would rather take over the underground, earn resources with which to learn more about the city. This path seems to make more sense for my goal.
It might be. My goal is to rekindle the relationship with the remaining kin that I have. And the remaining kin that I have just happens to be the straightest
What are you
walking
going
city
to do
guard
when
that
the
I've...
next bounty you get is Oda?
Probably just skip that bounty. I mean, if I have a discretion as to who I pursue and who I do not.
What are you going to do when the next bounty you get is you for favoring a certain criminal underground?
I would be very surprised if somebody gave a bounty to a bounty hunter for himself. I don't think that's how
Trust
it works.
no one, not even
This
yourself.
robot is spitting facts. I'm just saying.
So I'm gonna move you guys ahead a bit
Okay.
because there
Alright.
is something I wanted you to do with Silvis.
All right, so yeah, I'm gonna meet up with Silvis. Almost a little bit cantankerous because now I've got all these philosophical questions invading my normally relaxed mental space.
Spoiler, it's not gonna get better.
What are
So
you going to do when the heat death of the universe occurs?
Quiet.
So you'll get into the back of the restaurant where Silvis is hanging out. And he looks, he smiles his usual flamboyant smile when he sees you. Oh, Gruff! Good to see you.
Good to see you as well.
Things went very well on Saturday. I hope you realize.
I'm so glad to hear that. I did you a favor, you did me a favor. Although I think I did you a larger favor. What can we do with this and my gambling debt?
I'm willing to take 200 off for this favor.
Alright, and that leaves me for owing how much left.
600.
Alright. Call us square.
And Gruff's going to it's just kind of he's going to sit down, and between him and the wall just lay out 6 little bags already pre-counted of 100 gold.
He's actually going to give a very wide and actually more sincere smile. He's going to sit back in his chair. He's like, things have changed a lot since I first heard about you and your debt. Can I ask you a question, Gruff?
Absolutely.
What is it
Although
you're
please don't make me do any soul searching. I've done plenty of that on the walk here.
Well, I just want to know what it's you're doing. We had a good thing going with you working for us. Things were going well, and then you wanted to try and rekindle with your father, and I respected that. I gave you time, things to work off your debt, And now you're also doing things with another outfit. I need to know. Are you is the path you're taking with your father's side of the family?
Oh, it's hard to be on all sides, isn't it? To be honest with you, Silvis, nothing matters
Yeah,
more.
Gruff, now that this is cleared, time for no more secrets between us. Call me Uncle Silvis.
Uncle Silvis. I like that, Uncle Silvis. Yeah,
How well do you remember your mother?
not at all. I remember that she died in a riot when I was very young.
I miss her very dearly, as does my father, your grandfather. The Suhedrin, which it translates, this word to shadow father, which is basically the elven word for dawn. And that's why I need to know which side of the family you're following after. I mean, I had a plan for you, but I understood with what happened with the dwarf and, that confrontation, you needed time to think. But now it's time to get all the cards on the table.
Are we playing more poker?
I'm sorry, I didn't even realize you were there. Maybe this was not the best time for family talk.
Please
Microbot.
continue. I find it very intriguing.
Microbot is safe. If I ask him to keep something quiet, he'll do it.
Your mother never really approved of the family business. And so she decided to run off with a young up and coming guardsman by the name of Ulfin Griffin, your father. There wasn't much we could do about it with his connections. The Sando Riverside, we couldn't move on him. We had no choice but to let her. And then she died. And we lost track of Ulfin and of you. Till years later, I hear of a half-orc, half-elf guardsman with a sizable debt. A debt up for purchase. My offer is this. He was kind of grooming you, showing you the ways of our organization. We do things. My father plans to retire soon, in the next decade or so. Soon as I've got things set up. Making me the next Suhedrin. Now, obviously, with lifespans, you're not going to be able to be an heir, but I need someone to do what my job is now.
You're speaking to the biggest bastard in the city. Anyone elvish, human, dwarvish, gnomish, they see an orc. Anybody who is goblin, orcish, Goliath, they see a half-elf. Hated by both, loved by neither. My name and my appearance precede me wherever I go. Cannot lurk in the shadows like you do, Silvis. I don't blend in.
He told you to call him Uncle Silvis.
Uncle Silvis. I apologize, Uncle Silvis. It's gonna take some getting used to.
I realize I sort of sprung it on you. I do have a flair for the dramatic. You have noticed this.
There are serious organizational questions that I have as well. This is the Elvish Syndicate. Maybe half Elvish, but that doesn't show up that much. What are all of your underlings going to... How are they going to feel taking orders from a half-orc? Someone who is half heathen, half dirty.
No, they'll do what I tell them to. Really, what I'm concerned with is capability, efficiency, ruthlessness, the ability to make tough decisions. You've got all of that. And even still, you still share my blood. And that is what they swear their oath to.
I'm gonna need some time. There are some other people I need to talk to.
Fair enough. And I've been preparing for the past year for a possible rejection anyway. I knew it wasn't a sure thing.
I'm rejected.
all the
I
time
haven't
you need.
accepted. I need time.
Exactly. You haven't accepted or declined. I'm saying I'm not hedging all my bets
Uncle
at this
Sylvis,
point.
are you sure you don't have a flair for the melodramatic?
He chuckles. I like this one.
Wait until you see him in battle. You'll like him even more.
Grab yourself a couple desserts on the way out. The chef will hook you up. I hope to
Very
speak
well.
to you soon. All right. And we do not quite at this point have time for the meeting with the Red Queen. Definitely going to need more than 10 minutes for that.
Yeah.
Just maybe.
Gruff's next step, if there's time for that, would be to lock himself into a room and inject himself.
Yeah, you can probably do that. You probably get back to find Amelia gone already.
Yeah, we got drug time.
Yeah.
Here on this very special episode of the Chevcast, would like to remind everybody that winners do not use drugs.
I mean, it
Winners
didn't
sell
work
them.
out for Torin. It did not work out for Torin, and technically this is not drugs.
No, technically this is not drugs, but
Get Pee Wee Herman on the horn. We need a PSA.
It's
he
a
still alive?
natural occurring hormone that as half elf, half orc, his body cannot produce but can process.
He is still alive.
Wait,
He's
Gruff.
68.
are you doing tea? Are you doing testosterone?
no.
No, he's doing orgosterone.
Oh my
He's
god.
trying to fully transition.
It's that
Oh,
fucking
no.
it's that fucking hormone in the dolphins that they use for sex.
Oh my god.
Fuck.
Oh my god, what?
Yeah, apparently dolphins have like this
Alright,
really intense like
alright,
sex
it's
hormone.
12:53. Let's have Gruff's
Okay.
conversation with his ghost.
So yeah, he's gonna lock himself in a room and inject himself and wait until he sees Snarg, Brum, Pargle, and the original Gruffit materialize.
So they look around, kind of confused. Where's the battle, boy?
There is no battle. I need your advice. I need to know whether you're going to follow me. So, you are all relatives of my father, and I understand loosely that you did not approve of his pathway through the city guard.
I mean, We do not approve of him submitting before the will and becoming of these upper folk and being like a dog to them.
But he is who he is. Yes?
Yes.
Yes.
He still lives a life of battle,
He still lives
just
a life.
not in service of himself or his clan.
So, as you know, I've been working towards restoring my relationship with him as the only other orc in this city. And I'm not going down to live in the caverns. But my uncle Silvers, an elf, has offered a slightly different path, and I wanted to know what your thoughts are. This path is completely at odds. Any path of redemption with my father.
It was an elf that did this. Gruffin the Terrible kind of points at his burnt torso.
Yes, and as you know, I'm only speaking to you now because I'm half elvish and I need help reaching into those orcish depths. So my questions for you is, what do I do?
We live a life free. What you do is you live a life free under no yoke but your own. You live a life of battle, of strength, where you make your own decisions and let no man rule you unless he is worthy of your respect and your sword arm.
Do you believe that man is my father?
I don't know if a father rules children. Mine certainly didn't.
Pargul, yours, brother.
Yeah,
What are
I
you?
mean, Olfen always had weird ideas. I'd say he's still an orc at heart. It's just, I don't know. I give him reasons for what he did. And plus, with us being twins and all, that probably had, there was a lot of conflict. We'd have
Now
had
you,
to kill each other eventually.
now you remained in the caverns. Had your wife not poisoned you, would you have killed Dolphin?
I wouldn't, if he had stayed,
No.
one of us would have had to kill each other for chieftainship. After he left, that's not my problem.
Well, after he left, he would have come down hunting for your head, no?
He hadn't.
If he had?
And then a duel's a duel and a battle's a battle, and may the best orc win. Wouldn't be the first time brother fought against brother in our history.
Oh.
But
Rough
if he's not there, he's not challenging my chieftainship. That was my only concern.
All right. Well, thank you all. You've been almost
We do live a different kind of life than you, boy.
Yes, you did. You all did. You were true raiders. I live here among the city.
You gotta find your own balance.
Oh. All right. So, then I take it you guys aren't really on either side.
It's not our job to make decisions for you.
All
We
right.
can only ask to offer you our perspectives. Death gives you a different kind of view on choices.
I can see that. All right. Thank you all for your guidance.
They all return to Orcs Valhalla to drink and fight and drink and fight.
Drink it, drink it, drink it, drink it, drink it, drink it. Fight.
Yep.
And eat.
All right. So I think we're gonna end it there, and that we will pick up the next week, exactly 1 week after the drug house raid, with everyone meeting up with an audience, or for an audience with the Red Queen.
Just a reminder: next Sunday is the 4th of July. I don't know if that matters to anyone.
Oh,
Yeah, that probably.
yeah, that might matter. I don't know. My kid's too young for fireworks, so that late at night. Well, my younger kid's too young, and the older one's going with his girlfriend.
Yeah, I won't be available for that.
I have a debilitating fear of fireworks.
I have trouble with it for PTSD reasons.
Yeah. No, like I'll be grilling, but that'll be all be done. by the time. What? I am a suburban dad. Don't at me.
I'm just thinking about that meme.
Everybody,
I kill the
everybody's
stream?
here trying. Everybody's here trying to kill my villains. I just want to grill, for God's sake.
Anything else to say, Greg, before I kill the stream?
No. I just got distracted while I was doing the outro. That is my bad.
Sorry.
So please join us next time, whenever that will be. Maybe we'll be here next Sunday, maybe not. Who knows?
Yeah, I think God willing, Lumiere might happen on Tuesday. It's been what? And a half since the last session.
So you all have a wonderful evening. Thank you for joining us. And good night.
Good
Goodbye.
night.